Hello, students. We were discussing our chapter 5, quality, in the last online class. Now we are going to continue the ending part of this chapter. So let us see how this chapter goes in the last part of the chapter. I hope you remember that there is an author here and he frequently visits Gessler Brothers shop and meets Mr. Gessler, and he keeps ordering many pairs of shoes because they are very good in quality, they are exquisitely built, they are very beautiful, and they fit very nicely. They are very comfortable and they are of a very good quality. So he never compromises. He just comes whenever he comes back, he goes to the shop and he always buys in a large number. Several pairs are bought at one time normally, and that is why it happens that normally he doesn't have to visit the shop for a year or two. And we have seen various instances of this. We have also seen how Mr. Gessler once, when he saw his other pair of shoes, his pair of shoes, which he had bought in an emergency from the large firms and which were not very comfortable, then he started discussing about the problems of his trade, what are the problems here and how they are managing their trade, how it is business is becoming very very difficult day by day, but still they are trying to manage, and customers are very few. Mostly they are going to the big firms because they provide the boots then and there. They don't have to wait, though they have to compromise on the quality, still they go there and they are all attracted towards the advertisements, not on the simplicity of very good firms, though which are very small ones. We have seen here, and in this last paragraph we had seen that how the author had again ordered several pairs of boots, and when the boots came, because the boots took it took a lot of time for Mr. Gessler to make it, because his elder brother had died and he was the only one to prepare the shoes. And once the shoes came, they were all very good, better than ever, and perfect fit and of good quality. He then signed a check and he sent it to Mr. Gessler. But once, when he was just passing by, he thought of praising Mr. Gessler for the superb fit and comfort and quality of his shoes. But what happened? Let us see whether he is actually able to meet Mr. Gessler or it is something unexpected that has happened. A week later, passing the little street, I thought I would go in and tell him how splendidly the new boots fitted. So they were very superb in fit, very comfortable. But when I came to where his shop had been, his name was gone. Now we have already seen that it was very difficult for the small firms to compete with the large firms, and finally they have gone. The shop has been sold. I went in very much disturbed. In the shop, there was a young man with an English face. So there is somebody else who is selling the shoes right now. Mr. Gessler in? I said. The question was obviously that whether Mr. Gessler is there. I wanted to meet him. No, sir. He said, no, but we can attend to anything with pleasure. Don't worry. Even with Mr. Gessler is not there, it's all right. We are also selling shoes, and now you can provide us the opportunity of service, and we can get you very nice shoes. So he is trying to please him to buy the shoes. Anything with pleasure. We have taken the shop over. That means we have bought his shop. Yes, yes, I said. But Mr. Gessler, he just wanted to thank him and he wanted to admire him and appreciate him for and his shoes. So he wanted to meet Mr. Gessler only. Oh, he answered, dead. Now, just a week before he sent the check and he got the consignment also of shoes. And how is he dead? Dead? But I only received these boots from him last Wednesday. Last week on Wednesday, I got these shoes. How could he be dead? But he was struggling with poverty and a lot of worry because of the business was slacking and going down. So finally, he is also like his elder brother, he has also died. So here there's some other showroom. You can see it's a very shiny, decorated one. A lot of shoes are placed here, and there's a smart man ready to welcome the customers also. So very different from the Gessler Brothers shop where only quality speaks. Here what is happening? Oh, he said, poor man, starved himself. Now actually the person who is attending to the author here is telling that poor man starved himself. He did not have enough to eat. He did not have enough money, and that is why he died of slow starvation. For a very long time, if you are not eating properly, if you are not taking rest properly, if you are not having nutritious food, you die of starvation. We can say dying of poverty or dying of starvation. The doctor called it, and medically, the doctor called it slow starvation. But we all know that this slow starvation is caused because of not being able to compete with the large firms. You see, he went to work in such a way, and he is actually trying to find fault in the working of Mr. Gessler. That he worked in a way that he would remain poor and he would starve, he would not have money, because if you are preparing just shoes on order, just a few pair of shoes, that also very slowly and at a very low price, what will you get? Finally you would be very, very poor, you won't have money, and you would die. Would keep the shop on. Now, how in this way can you run a shop? This is not a right tactic to run a business. Business requires some sharp tactics. You can even fool the customers, but you should make money. This is the ideology and values of this man. Wouldn't have a soul touch his boots except himself. And he's telling that no one came to buy his boots. He was himself surrounded by his boots. Nobody came, no customers came. But he was not aware that just a few customers who were very trustworthy, who relied on his quality, who cared about quality came, and who were sensitive and passionate also. So he said that there was nobody who used to buy his shoes except himself. When he got an order, it took him such a time to prepare him, because craftsmanship, handmade shoes actually take a lot of time, lot of perfection, and very less money. So people won't wait. Why will people wait? If you want shoes today, you want it today, you will not wait for a month or 15 days or a fortnight to get the shoes. So nowadays people are in a hurry. They can even get buy anything that is of an inferior quality, but they just want it anyway. And there he would sit, going on and on making shoes. I will say that for it has scrolled, just a moment. So there he used to sit and he used to make the shoes on and on and on. And I will say that for him, not a man in London made a better boot. This man is actually praising him for being the most perfect boot maker, most skilled craftsman to prepare boot. No one in London made better boots, but look at the competition. he never advertised. So without advertisement, there are no customers, and customers want advertisement. Customers are attracted towards such shops and nice sale and bargains offers, and then you can sell anything, whether even if it is of bad quality. Would have the best leather too, and was a best craftsman. He prepared shoes of the best leather and do it all himself, and they were all handmade, all made it by himself. Well, but that customers are not attracted and can't wait, even if it is for quality. Well, there it is. What could you expect with his ideas? But his ideas are outdated. Today, you can't run a shop like that. You have to fool people, you have to deceive people, you have to bluff people through advertisements, and then people will rush to you and buy a lot of shoes because everything is available. But there, it was just ordering, and then he will prepare and they will come. So people are always too busy to wait. And in this way, his ideas doesn't work, and good artisans, good craftsmen like him would only starve. He would never be able to run, and that is why he died of poverty, or we can say slow starvation. Starvation means hunger. For a long time, if you have not eaten enough, then you go hungry and you starve and you die. You gradually become weak and you die. What could you expect with his ideas? But starvation. So, such ideas can only lead to hunger, starvation, poverty, and ultimately aging and death. Nothing else, not money. That may be a bit flowery, as the saying is. So, otherwise, these are bookish ideals. You should be very truthful and should go for quality and should prepare very nicely. But all these things are flowery things. In reality, they don't work. As that saying is, but I know myself. He was sitting over his boots day and night. It took him such a long time. He was working very, very hard. Day and night he had to work to prepare his boots to the very last, you see. And yes, the every minute, every second, every ounce of energy was to be spent to prepare them. I used to So this man is also telling the truth. What is he telling? I used to watch him, never gave himself time to eat. And he was always so engrossed in preparing the shoes that he never ever got time to eat also. He skipped his lunch and dinner also, his meals also, never had a penny in the house. And if you talk about money, he never even had a penny, a coin in his house. He was devoid of any money. All went in rent. Whatever he earned, that was all spent. In which ways they were spent? On one hand, they went in rent. That means the rent of this shop. And leather, raw material is required to make the finished goods, and here the raw material is leather. So in buying the best quality leather and in paying the rent of the shop, everything goes and nothing is even left to eat. And he worked very hard. So too much of hard work and less of eating finally led to aging and death. How he lived so long, I don't know. In this way, he should have died much earlier. I wonder how did he manage to live even for so long. He regularly let his fire go out. What a character. And it was always very discouraging for him. He was a character. He was a very different person, a unique person, you can say. But yes, it is right. He made very good boots, no doubt. Even I say that he made very good boots. But people like him cannot survive, cannot run a business, and cannot save money, cannot eat properly, and cannot live. So, yes, I said he made good boots. Now, author is just speechless what to say, because he was very truthful and honest to him. He trusted him a lot. He always bought the shoes from him, but he alone cannot make him survive. A lot of money is required, and only if he is one customer or with just a few customers, you cannot survive. And that is why finally he died and the shop is closed. So the only sentence our author could speak here is that yes, I said he made good boots, and that is it. No doubt he made very good boots, but he has died of this habit of working very hard and making boots. It's written by John Galsworthy, simplified and abridged edition. Here it is. For your convenience, it has been simplified for your better understanding. I hope you would have understood this chapter. Please try to find the answers. Once go through these questions and try to find these answers working with the text, and then we are going to discuss the answers, or I'm going to send you the answers. Please try to frame these answers once after reading the chapter.